Region Capital, this is the GBN Television News. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine Island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines is brought to you compliments GUT Credit Union.
I want to be free as can be.
They say that freedom is the ability to fully experience life. The GUT Credit Union is giving you the freedom to choose. Get a loan for any purpose, whether it's consolidating your debt, buying a vehicle, owning your home, back to school, or a dream vacation. We offer competitive rates with terms and payments that fit your lifestyle. Call 440-1354. Email loans@gutcu.com or visit go.gutcu.com/freedom to start enjoying your life, your money, your way. Promotion ends September 30th, 2022. Special conditions apply. More freedom, more choices. GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
Good evening. This is Network News for Tuesday, October 11, 2022. In the headlines, former Attorney General accuses government of constitutional breach. Senator Nealon Franklin pays tribute to deceased media colleague Levi Benoit as he makes maiden speech in Parliament. Police headquarters soon to be relocated to the former NATMA headquarters. And around the globe regionally, Haitians protest against government's call for foreign forces. Internationally, Russia's President Vladimir Putin says response to more Ukrainian attacks will be severe. Plus, in the sports news, Spice Girls to compete in World Cup qualifiers. We invite you to stay with us. We are reporting the day's news.
The first segment of the news comes to you compliments Soft Weave Bathroom Tissue.
Have you heard about the new Soft Weave bathroom tissue with total hygiene? As hygiene and safety have taken center stage, our bathroom tissue is now manufactured with 3 different technologies to offer the best protection for you and your family. UVC light technology for a safe and effective disinfection process, eliminating 99.9% of microorganisms. Also, production at high temperatures, killing all types of germs and bacteria. And it's pH controlled with delicate fibers to prevent irritation for even sensitive skin. Soft Weave Total Hygiene Bathroom Tissue, available in supermarkets and shops island-wide. Visit Soft Weave Caribbean Facebook or Instagram pages for more information.
From Television Center, the Grenada Broadcasting Network, I'm Kenroy, Baptiste. Grenadians have been encouraged to know their rights relative to citizenship, as former Attorney General Jimmy Bristol points out that the NDC administration is going against the Constitution by following the prior government's action in demanding that foreign-born children of Grenadian parentage apply for their Grenadian citizenship. My colleague Rena Ped Thomas has this story.
Former Attorney General Jimmy Bristol is imploring Grenadians on the island and in the diaspora to educate themselves on their rights for Grenadian citizenship. This comes as the lawyer claims that the newly elected government is going against their campaign promise to abide by Grenada's constitution by asking children of Grenadian parentage who were born in a foreign country to apply for citizenship or be deported.
Now, what the Constitution under Section 97 says is that such person born outside Grenada to parents who are born in Grenada after independence are citizens on the day they were born. The Constitution makes you a citizen. You don't have to apply, you don't have to pay for a form, you don't have to pay a fee for a certificate, nothing. What has been happening, it came to my attention in the last few weeks, is that this administration is continuing what the previous administration was doing, making such people apply and pay money to be registered as a citizen.
Bristol says by right, the children with Grenadian parentage should only have to provide their birth certificate and that of their parents to obtain their Grenadian passport and not go through the costly and time-consuming procedure of registering for citizenship. He claims that the matter was brought to the attention of the relevant authority and he was told that the situation will be handled, but this is yet to be done.
I did speak with the Attorney General, who said she would send out a memo because she agrees with my position, but that hasn't been done by all accounts because it's still going on. And I had some very worrying news today when I learned that one person who came back to Grenada with their little son, having been brought abroad, was given time to remain and threatened with deportation if he didn't apply for citizenship within a given period. That is absolutely untenable and unacceptable. What bothers me is that the government is aware. They campaigned on a pledge to uphold the Constitution, and it doesn't seem to be that they're doing it in this case.
The attorney states that his concern is not an attack on the new government, but only points out that the situation needs to be addressed quickly. He spoke of how the situation can be resolved.
Well, the Attorney General has to direct the ministry, the Prime Minister's ministry, to stop that. And they will filter it down to immigration. So they will issue the passports. They could set up their internal system where you do a verification in the Prime Minister's office and of your documents. I think you have to verify them.
GBN sought a comment from the current Attorney General, Claudia Joseph, who acknowledged that she had an informal verbal conversation with Mr. Bristol on the matter and agreed that if his client was indeed a citizen by parentage, there was no need for registration of citizenship. She told GBN she did indicate to Mr. Bristol that she will address the issue in her capacity, but could not do so as other responsibilities took precedence. The Attorney General awaits the receipt of any formal documents from her colleague and was surprised that the issue was brought to the media as their conversation was just a few days old. For GBN News, I am Rena Pett Thomas reporting.
The story to report: Evan Smith's health has deteriorated since his alleged attack in Fort Judy some 2 years ago. It was a story that attracted local, regional and international attention. Christina John brings us up to date with the story.
An application has been filed for a waiver on the cross-examination of Evan Smith. According to representing attorney Derek Sylvester, his client's health has worsened since his attack 2 years ago at Fort Judy, St. David. Before the Fort Judy incident, Mr. Smith's health was already challenged. How this is likely to impact his case is to be determined by the court.
The matter is very close to trial. Two applications have been filed. One application actually has been filed. An expert application has been filed in relation to Evan Smith, and we've also filed an application for his evidence to be entered without cross-examination, because now he has certain medical conditions. He has muscular dystrophy, so he cannot speak and he cannot lift his hands, and so it's a condition he had that was worsened as a result of the incident. So he's not residing in Grenada anymore. He's residing now in Guyana with his sister, and he's being taken care of. But
one may recall that in June 2020, Nicole Smith, wife of Evan Smith, relayed the story of her husband being attacked and bitten by a Caucasian family in Fort Judy, Westerhall, St. David, after he was accused of killing their dog. This sparked outrage among citizens who took protest action seeking justice for the Smiths. Although Mr. Sylvester is not representing Smith in the criminal matter, his deteriorating health condition is likely to come into question at that hearing.
Issue is, how would he be able to give that evidence in a criminal court? That would be an issue for the DPP because he is not able to speak. I believe our Evidence Act allows it, but there would be certain hurdles in relation to cross-examination, which is an accused right pursuant to the Constitution. He's getting treatment for it. I do not want to relay his medical condition too much, but to say that his condition is dire.
Sylvester explained where they are at pertaining to the civil matter. The matter will be heard virtually to accommodate Mr. Smith's condition.
In relation to Evan Smith, that matter is ongoing. The other side, we have filed a civil suit. The other side have filed their defense. We filed our replies, and thereafter we have filed our applications. You have expert applications for doctors, psychological report, and also you have the last report I spoke of. That's in relation to waiving his cross-examination because of his inability to speak because the law allows that.
In the civil suit, the accused, Kavanaugh and Harton, was sued for multiple things, including assault and battery, trespass to chattel, among other losses. The defendants in that matter were placed on $10,000 bail each. Christina John, GBN News.
From media to Parliament is the journey of Grenada's youngest sitting senator, Nelon Franklin. Senator Franklin and several of his Senate colleagues delivered their maiden speech in the upper house of Parliament on Tuesday. Jared Joseph reports.
The journey, which began from within the walls of the Grenada Broadcasting Network to the Customs and Excise Division for Senator Nelon Franklin, has now stepped into the upper house of Parliament. Giving thanks to God and his family, friends, and the people of Brizan, Senator Nelon Franklin also noted the media workers at GBN who contributed to his growth. Noteworthy amongst his former colleagues, he highlighted tearfully the late Levi Benoit.
I am to remember Mr. Levi Benoit. The honourable member would know Mr. Benoit. He took me under his wing. I remember when I was leaving GBN to work at the Customs and Excise Division. That was the first time I saw Levi cry. And he passed too soon, I have to say. And I know that he would be proud to see me here today, because he always said to me, where you are now is not where you're supposed to be. To everyone else in the media fraternity who has groomed me, shaped me, and contributed to my development, I say thanks to them.
The opposition senator, in his inaugural speech, made special mention of the people of St. George North East, as well as the hierarchy of the new National Party.
I say thanks to them this morning, Madam President, and I give them the reassurance. I was born amongst them, I grew amongst them, I currently live with them, and I will never leave them. Thank you to Dr. Keith Mitchell and members and supporters of the New National Party for acknowledging the need to continue its efforts of ensuring that youth representation is ensured.
The law enforcement men and women of the Customs and Excise Division, the RGPF, and the Immigration Department was the next stepping stone for the senator, where the principles of hard work and that the country is always first were reinforced.
Madam President, I am no stranger to service. For at a very young age, I felt that my purpose in life would be service, and service to people through sacrifice. I stand here this morning having resigned a permanent job to accept the call to service. I do not regret this because I have known from a very long time, that my purpose is service.
I am Jared Joseph for GBN News.
Meanwhile, during the sitting of the upper house of Parliament on Tuesday, Senator Nolan Cox was appointed Deputy President prior to the maiden speeches by the new senators. President of the Senate, Dr. Decima Williams, expressed gratitude to the new senators, whose maiden speeches, she noted, were a proper representation of the people.
One of you summed up our purpose for all of us when he said that he's in the Senate and we should be to to do something good for Grenada. That's all he said. I want to do something good for Grenada. Another gave the suggestion that the Senate should educate the public more and get the citizenry to be more involved in governance. And still another advised that we should work closely with the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association to share the wider agenda that they pursue, for example, on climate change, on gender equality, on democratic institution building, and so on.
The President of the Senate also welcomes the pledges of all the new senators to work for Grenada.
Honorable Senators, whether we represent the ruling party, the opposition party, or an interest group, we are here, as Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell told a reporter on the day of the ceremonial opening of Parliament on August 31st. And I remind us of that today. He said to put and to consider as a basic development priority the dignity of the Grenadian human being. There is such a person. I buy into that as a Grenadian and as a manager of the Senate process. I am sure you all do too. We have an opportunity in this House, this Senate House, to lift the dignity of each other as a public servant and of the country.
This is Network News. Still ahead from us, police headquarters soon to be relocated to the former NADMA headquarters. We'll talk about that. Stay.
Building or renovating your home or business? Why not use clean, renewable energy? Install solar panels to power your home and office and see your energy costs go down and your savings go up. Using renewable solar-powered energy protects our environment, reduces our carbon footprint, and slows the devastating impact of climate change. Republic Bank can help to finance construction and renovations that make use of renewable energy. Visit any Republic Bank branch and ask about renewable energy financing options today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Did you know that the National Policy on Sports and Physical Activity has a cradle-to-grave concept? The objectives of the draft policy focuses on inclusiveness of all ages. It includes providing an enabling and non-discriminatory environment that will motivate citizens to actively participate in sports on all levels and across all age groups, to provide athletes from every sporting discipline who demonstrate the ability to become world-class performers with the opportunity to excel at that level, and providing all Grenadians with the opportunity to develop a solid technical foundation in sports. You have an opportunity to make further recommendations for the effectiveness of the National Policy on Sports and Physical Activity by attending the reconsultation meetings in your area. Get involved.
Do you know that you can lower your electricity bill by using energy-saving bulbs? CFLs and LEDs use up to 75% less energy than your traditional bulbs, and they even last 10 to 25 times longer. Over time, consider switching to more energy-efficient CFLs and LEDs, which can help lower your electricity bill. As an individual consumer, I cannot impact global fuel prices. However, I can ease the burden of rising fuel rates by using energy-saving bulbs. What can you do?
Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
Spare your pocket, spare the earth, always.
Island Style is having a massive pre-Christmas clearance sale. Before you hear, ho ho ho, these styles need to go go go. We're cleaning out our old stock to bring in the new.
Yes.
Amazing discounts of up to 60% off on select tile models store-wide.
I love Christmas.
Yes, you heard right. Lowest prices ever at Island Style on ceramic and porcelain tiles. Our Santa stylers are waiting to help you save big on these fabulous deals. It won't get any better than this. Visit Island Style on Monroe Road in Grandad's or call 439-TILE. That's 439-8453. Sail on while stocks last. When you think tile, think Island Style.
Yeah.
My name is Mr. Bernard McIntosh. I chose to become a member of the Ariza Credit Union early in the 1980s when I was introduced by one of my co-workers. Very early after I would have become a member, my first loan was a very smooth and easy sailing for purchasing of a motor vehicle. As a youth, young, early 20s and so on, every young guy look out to have a ride, and that was very easy. On this, it's the 75th year of transforming lives. I want to congratulate the Ariza Credit Union. Definitely, I know my life has been transformed because I would have never achieved most of the things that I have achieved had I been associated with a different financial institution. Hey, Nationals, where are you? Are you with us or are you elsewhere? Listen to me. It's not just a savings with Ariza. It's a prudent investment.
You've asked for it, and now it's here. The NLA announces its new mid-morning draw, commencing September 30th at 9:45 a.m. Yes, you heard right. Draws for Pick 3, Cash 4, and Playway will now be conducted 3 times daily at 9:45 a.m., 12:45 p.m., and 7:45 p.m., Monday to Friday. The Saturday draws remains twice daily. And that's not all. Simply place your non-winning Cash 4, Pick 3, and Playway tickets valued at least $10 from a single purchase in the NLA branded box at your favorite sales location. 4 chances to win 10 prizes of $1,000 each. Whoa! $10,000 is up for winnings. Compliments the NLA. Be sure to write your name, address, and contact info on your entries before submitting. Promotion runs from September 30th to October 28th and would be drawn on Friday, November 4th, 2022. NLA, making your dreams a reality while supporting sports, culture, and nation building. Must be 18 or older to participate. Terms and conditions apply. See stores for details.
Grenada Electricity Services Limited cordially invites shareholders to attend the 63rd Annual General Meeting on Tuesday, 18th October 2022 at 4:30 p.m. Shareholders can attend virtually on Zoom as well as in person at the Grenada Trade Center Annex. Virtual attendees are required to register and must be verified by the Eastern Caribbean Securities Exchange. To allow adequate time for this process, we encourage shareholders to register early. Visit www.grenlec.com or call Grenlec at 237 for registration details. A reminder that Grenlec's annual general meeting of shareholders will be hosted on Tuesday, 18th October 2022, virtually on Zoom or in person at the Trade Center Annex at 4:30 p.m.
The National Insurance Scheme continues to make it easy to access our services using the MyNIS online platform. Now we're introducing a new feature that allows you to submit your benefit claims from the convenience of your smart devices. No paper, no hassle. All you have to do is log in to my.nisgrenada.org. Select claims, fill out the relevant information, and click submit. We'll take it from there. It's that simple and that easy. Submit a claim from the comfort of your home as you rest and recuperate. Enjoy the convenience of faster claim processing and monitor the status of your claim every step of the way. We are excited to introduce this new feature to better serve you. NIS is changing the game and the way you make your claim. Access anywhere and anytime with MyNIS Online.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
Rebuilding or renovating your home or business? Why not use clean, renewable energy? Install solar panels to power your home and office and see your energy costs go down and your savings go up. Using renewable solar-powered energy protects our environment, reduces our carbon footprint, and slows the devastating impact of climate change. Republic Bank can help to finance construction and renovations that make use of renewable energy. Visit any Republic Bank branch and ask about renewable energy financing options today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Rabaka Television Center, the former headquarters of the National Disaster Management Agency at Fort Frederick, will soon be home to the RGPF headquarters. Relocation is expected to begin in December 2022. Extensive restoration work is currently taking place in the facility under the local component of the OECS Regional Tourism Competitive Project. Grenada has secured $6 million from the $26 million US project financed by the World Bank to relocate the RGPF headquarters. The regional project has 3 participating islands: Grenada, St. Lucia, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Minister for Mobilization, Implementation and Transformation, Andy Williams, visited the facility on Monday, accompanied by senior officers of the RGPF.
The former National Disaster Management Agency headquarters building at Fort Frederick will soon be home to part of the RGPF headquarters. Relocation is expected to begin in December of 2022. Extensive restoration work is presently taking place on the facility under the local component of the OECS Regional Tourism Competitiveness Project. Grenada has secured $6 million from the $26 million US project financed by the World Bank to relocate the RGPF headquarters. The regional project has 3 participating islands: Grenada, St. Lucia, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Minister for Mobilization, Implementation and Transformation, Andy Williams, paid a visit to the facility on Monday, accompanied by senior officers of the RGPF.
Basically, we are engaging on a World Bank project that should have been in place some years now. And the project involved the beautification of Fort George, right, and the restoration of Fort George, and it's going to enhance it as a tourism site. So in doing so, we have to move part of the police headquarters, and we decided to move it up on this area here in Monjaloo. You call it Fort Frederick, right? Fort Frederick, and we are going to move the stores area. We are also going to move the tailor shop, and also we are going to move the drug squad unit. And that is to give us enough space so that we can do the works at Fort George.
The minister promised that his ministry will ensure a smooth transition of the RGPF's department.
This project here will take approximately 3 months. Right, and we have approximately 8 months to finish the project at Fort George. So it's a project that MIT will be looking to push and to ensure that we do not lose funding for it, and that we do it in the shortest possible time. We are looking at let's say December for the police headquarters, part of it, to be relocated to this area right here at Fort Frederick. And I'm in contact with the contractor to ensure that we even do it before December, so it can be in a short time.
Christina John, GBN News.
Other news: getting students involved in hands-on activities is one way of making learning easier. That's the approach of teachers at the Parkview Preschool at Queen's Park in St. George. More in this Christina John report.
It was wedding day at Parkview Preschool on Tuesday. From the cake to the actual bridal gown, groom's suit, and the bridal party, a full pretend wedding was rolled out with the involvement of all the preschoolers who were clad in their bridal wear. Their classroom was transformed with beautiful decor to complement the ceremony. According to teacher at the school, Mrs. Lorraine Doyle, she says at her school they try as much as possible to incorporate a a practical aspect to their learning and teaching.
I think that if we start to get the children involved in more hands-on and actually doing things themselves, they learn faster in mostly every field: language, math, science. You always see them running towards the hands-on materials and ready to work. And because they're doing that, they understand it and they're able to talk about it and explain it back to their parents and their teachers a lot better.
She adds that this initiative was meant to give the little ones a clear understanding of what it means to be married and to have a wedding.
We spoke to them about it, what a wedding is. We had a lot of prep sessions, so they got the discussion aspect intact. But when it comes to doing it, they were all excited about, I want to be the groom, I want to be the bridesmaid, because they heard about it, now they want to try. Children always like to try and pretend and dress up and look pretty, so the pretend play was really brought out today in the wedding ceremony. So we gave the children a chance to be a part of an actual wedding, a pretend wedding, and that gave them a chance to know, okay, what is a bride? What does the bride wear? The groom, what does the groom wear? The bridesmaids, the flower girls, what does flower girls do at weddings? What does a ring bearer does at a wedding? So with them being able to act it out, they got a better understanding of what a wedding ceremony on a whole is all about.
She believes students got the true concept of the day's activity.
Yes, I think they did. The bride herself, she did a really excellent job with portraying what a bride is supposed to feel on her wedding day, how she's supposed to react, her emotions, being happy, being all joyful. So she understood it, and the other children, the smaller ones, just looking on, they got a better understanding of the wedding on a whole.
Parents formed part of the audience who witnessed the proceedings. Selena John, GBN News.
The frequency of vehicle accidents is what has been creating a buzz on social media.
We present the news. You analyze the various topics and distill the issues as they unfold. Your distillation points matter as we're about to highlight them in our Social Buzz report.
GBN Social Buzz is reaching beyond the local platform to share with you what's trending on social media. We browse the World Wide Web and bring to you the topics inciting the most reaction and debate among users.
20 accidents within 3 days, with one resulting in 5 persons seeking medical attention at the General Hospital.
The weekend, starting from the 7th to the 9th, which is Friday to Sunday, which we term over the weekend period, was somewhat busy for members of the traffic department. So far, we had a total of 20 accidents reported to the various police stations throughout the Trial State of Grenada, in which 18 of these 20 are of minor nature and 2 reported to be serious.
Social media users took to the comment section to share their thoughts on the frequency of accidents. The following views are that of members of the public and not of the Grenada Broadcasting Network. Oscar Buxo says, time to reorganize, update, retrain, and equip the protective services. The new drivers are wild. Cleaver Williams says, most of the time, accidents are caused by bad driving habits and to a lesser extent, defective vehicles. I almost had a head-on collision with a pickup at a little roundabout in Archibald Avenue recently when the driver who was traveling towards Lucas Street decided to make a shortcut at that roundabout, almost hitting me and also the vehicle which was traveling in front of him. Absolute madness. Some people seem to be sitting on their brain anytime they get behind a steering wheel.
And finally, Gail Peters suggests, stop doing automatic license. Lots of them can't drive. Steering is not driving.
That's what's buzzing tonight. We encourage you, our viewers and listeners, to submit your think pieces on trending topics locally, regionally, and internationally via our Facebook page and YouTube channel. Continue to share your thoughts and concerns with us on our social media platforms.
Network news still ahead. Grenada Medical and Dental Council awarded recognition status by the World Federation of Medical Education.
MegaFest 2022 Gospel Explosion is finally here. Join the youth of the Grenada Conference of Seventh-day Adventists under the green and white tent at Progress Park in St. Andrews from Sunday, October 9th to the 29th at 7 p.m. and continuing nightly for an electrifying evangelistic experience like no other. Come hear the ever-exhilarating Pastor Oliver Scott shatter the kingdom of darkness with thundering messages from the Word of God. If you ever needed the Lord before, we sure do need Him now. Come find hope in the midst of your pain. See you there.
Affordable quality products delivered to you via Superb Service. We are Superb Distributors, wholesalers and authorized agents for trusted products you know and love, like Rika Juices, Pure Heaven products, Bibin diapers, New Bright laundry detergent, Allegra pasta, and more.
Contact Superb Distributors at 435-2948 for superb quality and service.
Solar lights are back in stock and will be available for purchase at Southern Electrical. Here is a list of the solar lights that we offer. 200 to 300 watt intelligent floodlights with camera, 300 to 500 watt solar street lights, 60, 100, 200 and 500 RGB solar floodlights, 100, 200, 300, 500 and 800 solar floodlights, solar garden lights, 25, 40, 60, 100 and 200 watt solar floodlights, 3, 7 and 10 watt solar wall lights, motion sensor garden lights, motion sensor floodlights, 30, 60 and 90 watt solar street lights with accessories, 5 watt solar wall lamps, 40 and 60 solar street lights, and 100 and 300 solar floodlights with battery power display. Now available at Southern Electrical, Dusty Highway, St. George. Visit our showroom today.
You've asked for it, and now it's here. The NLA announces its new mid-morning draw, commencing September 30th at 9:45 a.m. Yes, you heard right. Draws for Pick 3, Cash 4, and Playway will now be conducted 3 times daily at 9:45 a.m., 12:45 p.m., and 7:45 p.m., Monday to Friday. The Saturday draws remains twice daily. And that's not all. Simply place your non-winning Cash 4, Pick 3, and Playway tickets valued at least $10 from a single purchase in the NLA branded box at your favorite sales location. 4 chances to win 10 prizes of $1,000 each. Whoa! $10,000 is up for winnings. Compliments the NLA. Be sure to write your name, address, and contact info on your entries before submitting. Promotion runs from September 30th to October 28th and would be drawn on Friday, November 4th, 2022. NLA, making your dreams a reality while supporting sports, culture, and nation building. Must be 18 or older to participate. Terms and conditions apply. See stores for details.
WeatherGuard Pro. For every project, there's only one Pro.
The most anticipated event to end 2022 is here. The 12th edition of the Wagiti Super Knockout Football Championship starts on Saturday, 15th October at the Victoria Park, Grenville. It's two big opening games. From 7 p.m. Game 1, 5 Stars St. Andrew versus St. David's United. 9 p.m. Game 2, Mountain Sports Club versus Sunsetter Sports Club. Then after the games, we head stateside for the young and upcoming trending Jamaican artists. 450. 450. Alongside Vanessa Bling.
One man, give me good loving, yeah.
The Octane Band and top local artists. Let's Neck, Mr. Wacky, and Brighter Star. Admission only $40. For all this action, the 12th edition of the Wagiti Super Knockout is on. Don't miss a game.
We're back. Grenada Medical and Dental Council has been awarded recognition status by the World Federation of Medical Education for the full term of 10 years. Rena Ped Thomas reports on how this achievement will benefit medical students in Grenada and their future practice.
The Grenada Medical and Dental Council, which serves as the authority for the accreditation of medical education program in learning institutions in Grenada, has been awarded recognition status by the World Federation of Medical Education for the full term of 10 years. Accreditation officer within the Grenada Medical and Dental Council, Dr. Michelle George, explains what it means to be recognized by the World Federation of Medical Education.
With me, the World Federation for Medical Education, WFME, as we refer to it sometimes, it really means that when you look back at our processes that we apply for accreditation of medical education programs, when you look at that, you look at our standards as well, it is really comparable to international standards. So that's really, with me, mandate to review us, just as how we're reviewing SU. They review us to see whether or not our processes are at a particular benchmark. And of course, it was determined that in fact, all the criteria, we were able to achieve every single one.
Dr. George says that this was done through a vigorous process that involved an internal review of the policies and procedures as an accreditation secretariat. She spoke of how this will benefit medical students in Grenada.
It means that graduates, right, who attend an institution, medical education program that is accredited by us now, right, they will really be able to move to the next step. They will be able to practice in the US, practice in Canada if they so desire. So that is an important achievement because, as you recognize, SGU, who received the accreditation from us, they basically have a number of students, who come from the US and so forth. So that's an opportunity. It means that if they so desire, if they so choose to be,
they have the option.
Right, exactly. They can practice medicine. They can take the exam and then practice medicine there.
Executive Director of the Accreditation Secretariat within the GNDC, Dr. George Mitchell, says that this is timely as several changes will be made in the year 2024 that governs the practice of medicine internationally.
Without that achievement, the students who graduate from SGU, they would not be eligible to even take the licensing exam in the US. And this actually comes into effect in 2024. So any foreign medical student who is not, or whose school is not recognized by WIFME would not be able to take that exam to practice.
Both Dr. Michelle George and Dr. George Mitchell were speaking on a GIS program. For GBN News, I am Rena Ped Thomas reporting.
All right, so this animal can be quite naughty, but quite cute. It decided that the roof of this home was where it wanted to be. It's time to take a peek through the GBN ISO lens.
A good eye captures all. GBN ISO is brought to you by Clear Vision. Life is beautiful if only you can see it. Clear Vision Eye Center helps you do just that. We provide expert service, classy eyewear, and cutting-edge technology, all with a quality customer experience. See better, feel better, and look better. Meet us today at clearvisiongrenada.com or call 444-0055, WhatsApp 409-0055, or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Clear Vision Eye Center. Let's see life and the world with a clear vision.
Tonight's I Saw features a Mona monkey. Our I Saw reporter said the monkey was seen on a house roof in Mount Erie on the rocks in St. Paul's. The Mona monkey is an old world monkey that lives in Western Africa between Ghana and Cameroon. The Mona monkey was transported to Grenada aboard slave ships headed to the New World during the 18th century. It lives in groups of up to 35 in forest. Send us your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp at 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
All right, stay with us. We're going to be back to report the weather, followed by the sports news and around the globe.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business,
for your education,
for your financial freedom.
For that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
Level of convenience and comfort awaits you when you shop at Rise and Shine Supermarket and Hardware Supplies, Griffin Lane, Grenville. Convenient, because we are open Sunday to Sunday. We're even at your service on public holidays. Comfort, because we are easily accessible to the physically challenged. Free Wi-Fi is available while you shop, and bags come at no charge. Everyday low prices and excellent customer care. Adequate parking available. We supply everything you can possibly think of. Family and home supplies, fresh meat, vegetables, and personal care products. All brands of cooking gas at affordable prices. You can send in your order, have it pulled, or pick up express.
What does it take to be an amazing woman? Lots of me time. Amazing women are classy, fancy, and a little sassy. It's the drink for me. Cheers! Sometimes you've got to show them who's boss. Alpha male? Nah, alpha females are more amazing. Cheers to securing the bag. We make time for ourselves, for work, friends, and we certainly make time for passion. We're simply amazing. Amazing cream liqueur for the amazing woman in you.
Ooh
Ooh la la! See what's new at Courts. We've got great deals on living and dining room sets, appliances, electronics, and smart devices, and more. Shop today with no cash using Courts Ready Finance. 3 to 48-month payment plans available. Shop in store or online at shopcourts.com. Come see what's new and take advantage of these great deals only at Courts. Bringing value home. Conditions apply.
Keeping an eye on the weather. This is GBN. We've got you covered.
Weather for Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique valid for tonight and the following 3 days. Weather tonight, partly cloudy to cloudy with occasional light to moderate showers and a low chance of isolated thunder. Tonight's minimum temperature 25 degrees Celsius. Wind easterly to east southeasterly at 12 to 22 miles per hour. Seas moderate with waves 4 to 6 feet in open water. Tides low at 9:30 p.m., high at 3:30 a.m. Sunrise tomorrow morning, 5:57. The weather on Wednesday, October 12, partly cloudy to cloudy at first and windy with brief light to moderate showers and a low chance of isolated thunder, gradually improving as the afternoon progresses. On Thursday, October 13, mostly fair and becoming partly cloudy at times with few brief isolated daytime and nighttime showers. And on Friday, October 14, generally fair with few isolated morning and nighttime showers during partly cloudy spells. That's the weather. Good evening, sporting fans. Football fever will hit a high over the weekend. Starting Saturday at 5 p.m. inside Power Park will be the third place playoff in the inaugural Blue Stars Knockout Tournament. The early matchup will pit Power Park United against Soccer Stars. The main event of the evening will feature Shamrock Lock-in Hans with Guav MIL FC. Meanwhile, Victoria Park in the big parish of St. Andrew will welcome the opening encounter of the Wagiti Super Edition. The tournament is now into its 12th year. $200,000 in cash and prizes are up for grabs. A double-header will be played on the evening. Now the Spice Girls left the island this morning for Trinidad en route to Jamaica to participate in the America's World Cup qualifiers. Here's what we can tell you. The tournament will run from October 16 to 22. Participating countries include Barbados, Trinidad and Tobago, St. Vincent, St. Lucia, and the U.S. Grenada must finish in the top 3 spots in order to qualify for the World Cup in Africa next year. Veteran player Shakira Colombo is team captain. Also making the cut is Carleen Alexander, Letitia Cato, Selena Brown, and Jamie John.
The team is a mixture of experience and a couple new young players, and I think it's a good blend. As it relates to chemistry, we are a team that's been playing together a really long time, so we know each other, we know how to work with each other, and we know how to make adjustments. And the young players, they fit in pretty nicely. You know, we encourage them, you know, we mold them and teach them, you know, this is what is to expect when we get out there. So I really know that we're going to do a very good job. I'm very confident in our team, in our coaching staff. We've been putting in a lot of work, so I know we're going to do exceptional.
Althea McCollin is the head coach. She says the team is ready to compete and deliver.
The girls believe in themselves. They have a lot of tools in their toolkit that they're excited to go out there and showcase, and they are confident that they will compete and come out successful. They have a chance to, all right? So they are confident that they will be one of the teams, the 2 teams, qualifying for the next World Cup.
You talk about some of the tools in the arsenal. Without giving out too much, maybe you could share some of those.
Okay, we did a lot of attacking sets, defensive sets. So we did a lot of work technically and tactically. So those are the tools and some surprising elements that they have to use on their own while they're on the court in order to make a difference in the game.
This story, Copacabana Beach in Rio de Janeiro and Dubai Harbour in the United Arab Emirates are among 6 locations worldwide that will stage fan festivals during the World Cup in Qatar. Mexico City's Plaza de la República, Sao Paulo's Anhangabo Valley and downtown nightclub venues in London and Seoul, South Korea will also host official game viewing parties and music events. Organizers have hired electronic music events from Saudi Arabia and England to perform during the tournament from November 20 to December 18. Well, the men in maroon are continuing their quest to reclaim the title they last won in 2016. This is preparation for the ICC T20 World Cup in Australia picks up steam. West Indies will play their second warm-up match against the Netherlands on Wednesday night at the MCG. First ball, 7 p.m. That's 4 a.m. Eastern Caribbean time. From there, West Indies will travel to Hobart, Tasmania for Group B of the tournament, where they will face Scotland, Zimbabwe and Ireland. A polished half-century from Brandon King and an incisive spell of bowling from Raymond Reifer lifted 2-time champions West Indies to a comfortable win over the United Arab Emirates in their first warm-up match of the ICC T20 World Cup. Still with cricket and looking ahead, West Indies will play Scotland in their opening match of the ICC T20 World Cup. The tournament consists of 45 matches across venues: Adelaide, Brisbane, Geelong, Hobart, Melbourne, Perth and Sydney. The ICC T20 World Cup has 2 rounds. The first round is the qualifying stage. The second round is the Super 12. Round 1 will see 8 teams split into 2 groups aiming to qualify for the main round. That's the sports news for the moment. Thousands of people in crisis-torn Haiti have taken to the streets of the capital, Port-au-Prince, after the government's decision to seek foreign military assistance to quell gang-related violence there, with police using tear gas to disperse protesters. Demonstrators on Monday shouted against the foreign occupation and demanded the resignation of Prime Minister Ariel Henry, who on Friday asked international partners for the immediate deployment of a specialized armed force in sufficient quantity to stop the criminal actions of armed gangs across the country. Several people were shot and 1 person was reported to have been killed during the rallies. Protesters blamed the police for the death. The rest of the details from Al Jazeera.
Crowds of people move through the Haitian capital, Port-au-Prince. They're angry over a rising cost of living and a lack of jobs, and the Prime Minister's decision to ask for help from other countries to calm unrest. This man shouting against the need for foreign troops. The police respond with tear gas.
Unemployment, the high cost of living, insecurity. It is for all these reasons that I am in the street.
Haiti's Haiti's economy has almost ground to a halt since a coalition of gangs blocked a major fuel terminal last month. The lack of gas and diesel has crippled transport and forced businesses and hospitals to close. The Prime Minister has asked for UN and international help in the form of troops.
He urged the international community, including members of the Security Council, to consider as a matter of urgency the request by the Haitian government for the immediate deployment of an international specialized armed force to address the humanitarian crisis.
The latest unrest has also led to a lack of clean drinking water. That has caused an outbreak of cholera. The last case was reported 3 years ago, following an outbreak in 2010 linked to UN peacekeepers. 10,000 people died as a result. Many people in Haiti say international support has never helped them before, and they want the Prime Minister to resign.
Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda Gaston Brown is calling on citizens and residents to embrace the University of the West Indies Five Islands campus, saying it's key to this country's long-term development. He lamented recent social media posts ridiculing campus officials following a water pump mishap. Prime Minister Brown was addressing a ceremony at Sandals Grand Antigua on Thursday night to celebrate the achievements of the honorary graduates ahead of the campus's graduation ceremony on Saturday. More in this ABS report.
And I've seen some little trivial issues being utilized in the public space to undermine the UE Five Islands brand. Again, there is no value in that type of behavior.
Prime Minister Gaston Brown says all Antiguans and Barbudans should support the UE Five Islands campus, since it plays a critical role in developing this country's human capital resource. He laments the behavior of some people who ridiculed the campus on social media after a water pump blew out Thursday.
UE should not be the subject of battleground politics. There's no value in it. And I give an undertaking here that if perchance we find ourselves in opposition at any point in the future, certainly not at the next general elections, there's no way that I will entertain a Labour Party led by me or any other using UE Five Islands as a political football. It should not happen.
The Prime Minister says the Five Islands campus is one of the fastest growing campuses in the hemisphere, increasing from 173 students in 2019 to over 700 3 years later.
Russia's President Vladimir Putin has warned of harsher actions to come. Analysts say setbacks on the battlefield have demanded a strong reaction from Russia's leader. More in this report.
President Vladimir Putin was brief and decisive in tone, shortly after he launched more than 80 missiles at targets across Ukraine.
It is impossible not to respond. This morning, massive strikes took place on air, sea and land against energy and military targets against Ukraine. If such attempts by Ukraine continue, there will be harsh responses.
Those attempts refer to an explosion on Saturday that damaged the Kerch Bridge linking Crimea to the Russian mainland. Putin's deputy chairman for the National Security Council, Dmitry Medvedev, said the blast was an act of terrorism that wouldn't pass unpunished, describing Russia's missile strikes on Monday as episode 1. Both threatened further and harsher action if Russia is attacked again. Recent battlefield setbacks in Ukraine have damaged the image of Russia's leaders, and some analysts say Moscow wanted to show what its forces are still capable of, although its options seem more limited.
A reminder of the headlines after this. tuned for continued programming on the Grenada Broadcasting Network, but first a reminder of the headlines. Former Attorney General accuses government of constitutional breach. Senator Nealon Franklin pays tribute to deceased media colleague Levi Benoit as he makes maiden speech in Parliament. Police headquarters soon to be relocated to the former NADMA headquarters. And around the globe regionally, Haitians protest against government's call for foreign forces. Internationally, Russia's President Vladimir Putin says response to more Ukrainian attacks will be severe. Plus in the sports news, Spice Girls to compete in World Cup qualifiers. If you missed any part of this newscast, a repeat of it will be broadcast at 10 o'clock tonight. Continue to follow us online at gbn.gd, on GBN Television Facebook page and YouTube channel for these and other top stories. I'm Kenroy, Baptiste in the Grenadian capital. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.